was here for aha Ghanatube so me mama kwaba and ba channel way so and I'm when say someone who draw a course we or my gun no eno na e de ebe was here for my popoa en se ba ko me nu bi abre say yenkotie was here for dimechi na yenkotie ensem.
Coming up next year on Ghana Tonight, the Interior Ministry has ordered a probe into the alleged attacks on top officials. That's the OSP, that's the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now, so what form will this investigation take? And a number of questions that we'll be hearing from a member of the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament and also a security analyst, because a number of questions that really this brings up, because, and we're going to recall exactly what Sami Darko, a private legal practitioner, Director of Strategy and Communications at the Office of Special Prosecutor, said over the weekend on Joy FM. Now, this is it. He had indicated that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been receiving quite a number of attacks, including the claim of 2 assassination attempts that have been made on the Special Prosecutor, Kese Jabin. Now, these claims, the Ministry of the Interior has ordered, it's taken it quite seriously, ordered an investigation to authenticate the veracity or otherwise of this statement by Sami Darko. Now, we'll get into the details of the statement from the Interior Ministry shortly, but first, just for the uninitiated, let's take a listen to Sami Darko, what exactly he said. Take a look.
Why did you insist that we should not disclose the person's identity?
Well, because the men and women in that office, they do a lot of covert operations. And it's important that we protect their identity. That's why we have been uncomfortable when even Martin Pebu keeps mentioning names of officers that he meets in the public. Because, like Mr. Fuseni said, they have young families, and this is a very dangerous job. I think this matter is well known. The Special Prosecutor has survived 2 assassination attempts.
What do you say again?
So the Special Prosecutor has survived 2 assassination attempts. And yet, there are so many things that we don't put out. Myself, I've been handcuffed and beaten before by 17 police officers, dragged out of my official...
Police?
Yeah, in the past.
You, that is a police.
I think he has police powers. In the past, because there was a clash, right? So the work that we do is dangerous. Myself, I don't even live at one place. And the same, because people say that you are the face, you are talking, and like Honorable Officer said, these people are very powerful. The people we are dealing with, they are very powerful. I'll give you a typical example of one case. There's a case we are doing about fuel diversion, in which people have taken 800 million Ghana, 600 million Ghana, 80 million Ghana, and you're asking them to pay, and they're saying that the money is gone. Say, sell your assets and bring us the money. And you think that such people, they will be happy when you are not there. They will be certainly happy, and they are not going to sit down and just allow you to be. We have put before court former commissioner generals. We have put before court one of the most powerful men in Ghana. Nobody could sack him. And these are very powerful people we are going after. So if you allow our officers' names to be all over the place, they may not be able to do the work that they have to do. So sometimes the public should understand.
OSP has suffered 2 assassination attempts, and the people don't know one of Martin's concerns. How come the people don't know this?
Because some of these matters are treated at the highest level. But I do understand, and sometimes for national security purposes, I was not supposed to even say this.
Is anybody being investigated over these assassination attempts?
There have been investigations in the past. There have been investigations in the past. But the point I want to make...
Not in the past. It should be ongoing, and that's... You are looking for somebody to be responsible for this...
there have been investigations.
What form did this take? Sorry.
Well, so that's Sami Darko then. You heard him quite clear in his words. That's on over the weekend on Joy FM. He's indicated that there has been investigations. That's number 1. And then also the fact that, well, this has been reported. Well, what we did not hear from him is when exactly this happened. Well, the Interior Ministry took this quite seriously. They have launched already some steps to answer the unanswered questions around this statement that Sami Darko made over the weekend. And they put out a statement. This is from the Interior Ministry. Portions of it reads, the initial contacts with Kessie Jabeng, the OSP, have revealed that indeed the assassination attempts on him, as claimed, happened. It did happen before this year. Before this year. That's number one. There is no record or report of such threats against his life at any police station or at any of the state security agencies in the country. That is the second thing. That is contrary to what Sami Darko is heard saying in this particular video. That one, it was reported, number one, and two, it has been investigated. According to the Interior Ministry statement, there is no record or report of such threats against Kessie Jabeng's life, any assassination attempt against Kessie Jabeng's life, or at any police station, or at any of the state security agencies in the country. But the statement does confirm that indeed this claim happened with the contacts that they made with the special prosecutor. The second thing is, since crime does not expire, the ministry has ordered a full-scale investigation into the claim of assassination attempts. 3, the ministry has also ordered an investigation into the claim by Sami Appiah Darko that he was handcuffed and beaten by 17 police personnel. That's another statement he made as well, that he, Sami Darko, was handcuffed and beaten by 17 police personnel. Now, we didn't get a bit more detail into that claim as to whether that was also reported and investigated, under what circumstances was he beaten by 17 policemen. That much detail we didn't get. The ministry says they will update the public on the outcome of these investigations and the actions to be taken. The Interior Ministry reiterates its commitment to protecting all lives and properties to ensure that all Ghanaians can conduct all their lawful affairs without any fear for their safety. That's the statement from the Interior Ministry. Now, they're asking quite a number of questions and indeed trying to get into the details of it. Richard Kumado is a security analyst joining us on Zoom right now. So, Kumado, I start off from the point that the Interior Ministry statement starts, that yes, when they contacted Kessie Jabeng, he confirmed that indeed there was that assassination attempt. But what is crucial is that the ministry says there's no record of these 2 assassination attempts being reported at any police station or any of the security services. But Sami Darko says it was reported, it's been investigated. Whose report will you believe?
Let's play the devil's advocate here. The threat of assassination is a huge one, and to the extent that the special prosecutor performs a huge responsibility in this country, I am very happy that the Minister of Interior has asked for quick investigation into this particular matter. Even though we are not aware the agency leading these particular investigations, I would not be surprised it will be the BNI or the police, because both of them can handle these investigations as quickly as possible. The other point that needed to be made forcefully is that because Sami Darko said it was reported, it presupposes that it was reported at the office of the special prosecutor and they tried to investigate it themselves. But the standard procedure is that to the extent that he decided to make it public, then they should have reported it with the police, so that the police would have looked at it and find out who are those behind these particular attacks. Especially when Sami Darko said that he has been emphatically handcuffed and beaten by 17 police officers. This must be officers who are alive, and finding them would be difficult at all. So then back to investigation. The investigation agencies, particularly the police and the BNI, will do the usual 3 things. They will verify to confirm the claim, they will authenticate the genuineness of it, and they will ascertain the truthfulness of it. And to that extent, they will update the Interior Minister as quickly as possible when the job has been handed over to them.
It's just basic that the onus lies on him, as in, even if you're tackling the Samid Akobit because you went in there, but if he was, or if he suffered this, what he says that the 17 police personnel handcuffed him and beat him up. I mean, it's incumbent on him to have also reported it, is it not? I mean, and then there is some record of that at a police station, at the least, isn't it?
Definitely, yes. And what would have happened is this. The nature of this particular case means that the special prosecutor and Samid Daku himself would need to cooperate with the investigators. Their level of cooperation would determine how far this case will go. Once it becomes the usual antagonistic approach that we against them or they against us, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. But we'll expect high levels of cooperation and continuation in this particular case, considering the timing of the statement he made and the details of this particular statement. But I agree with you, the standard procedure is that they should have reported it at any of the police stations, at least for the cases of such nature to be investigated. But having said that, crime has no expiring date, and for we as investigators, once the job has been handed over to us, we will go in there and do what we do best to find out who the perpetrators are against the special prosecutor and against Samid Daku.
And you see, you make the point quite clearly about the context of the timing. This is coming at a time when the special prosecutor is facing, some heat, right? And so beyond it, coming across as though it is to point us to how much work the special prosecutor is doing, reason why he's even getting the others to try and assassinate him, right? That means he's doing something good. And then the director as well saying, well, because of the work we've been doing, look at what policemen are doing to us. I mean, beyond the context of the timing of this statement now being made public, because until now we didn't know that there's been some 2 assassination attempts. The ministry confirms that this happened not this year, but previous years gone by, right? So it's not a current situation, right? That's number one. But then again, we're getting to know this publicly now at a time when the OSP is under some heat. How does that get to you?
Definitely, you could see propaganda, you could see politics in there. And that is why when it veered into the political arena, the Minister of Interior, who is also a politician, came out quickly to say that his initial contact proved that this assassination attempt did not happen this year. That is to clear his name, that it wasn't under his tenure. But we are investigators. We knew, or we were taught, that the level of the job we do or the nature of the job we find ourselves in come with some level of risk. That is why your personal security is your personal responsibility. We have also been taught to be professional, and professional here means that both your conduct and your actions have to prove to themselves. Anytime you have your conduct right and you do not have your actions right, you cannot be said to be professional. And I think from the publications and from the front lines of the Special Prosecutor's Office, they have come under heat. And the pressure is getting to them. And it is usual, even if you read from my latest book on criminal behavior, corporate crime, and investigations, some of their actions are beginning to show that they have come under pressure because results are not forthcoming and a lot of heat is being poured on them. My only humble advice to them is that they should stop the public engagement. They should stop the public publicity and focus and get a job done. Other than that, the optics are not looking too good for them. And putting out the statements in the manner he did and on the platform he chose and within the time period when there are petitions to get the OSP out of his office, it doesn't look too good for them. And that level of publicity might be doing them more harm than the intended purposes.
Of publicity that you say, because that's how you look at things. The Interior Ministry says, look, crime has no expiry date, so we're going to look into this. What are the areas of importance that you see this path that the Interior Ministry is taking going to focus on in terms of the investigation?
Number one, they would need a background of this particular assassination attempt. So the special prosecutor will have to cooperate with them and will have to give a statement. Once the background statement is given, the initial one, of course, no matter how scanty it is, then the investigators will do the assessment and find out where the likely clues are going to come from. So they will go to bed, knowing very well that they have to do the three things which I spoke about earlier. They will have to verify to confirm the key highlights of the special prosecutor's statement, whether oral or verbal or written. Then they will have to authenticate the truthfulness of it and ascertain the genuineness of what he's talking about. Then they will touch base within the time period and make sure that all the touchable areas have been fully assessed in making sure that they unravel whether there has been assassination in the first place, and if it does, who are the people, who are the likely people who will be behind, and they will want to dig further and go after them. If such a thing do not exist, they will make the Interior Minister aware, because we are investigators, we are objective, we do not have sides, we will not take sides, we will get a job done, and whatever we see is whatever we will report. And you can trust the police on this one, and you can equally trust the BNI officers on this one. They have the full capacity to investigate this case, and it wouldn't get swept under the carpet, particularly when there are political connotations and there are publicity connotations, and it's coming within a period when there's a lot of agitations against the special prosecutor and the outcome of the job.
Well, I thank you. Richard Kumado is a security analyst. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. And our sources close to the Ghana Police Service as well, just giving some strong indication and signaling that the police is also going to take some steps to investigate the claim by Sami Darko that he was handcuffed and beaten by 17 police personnel. That's an issue that, from our sources close to the top hierarchy of the Ghana Police Service, they've taken quite seriously as well. So this is one to watch in the coming days, because the Interior Ministry has also given that assurance. It's good. They're going to be updating us on their investigations into this issue of assassination attempt on the OSP in the coming days. So stay with us. When it comes, we'll tell you here on
You will see a woman was a moody which my cotier and send no bet me any comment no abreme. Na Majibra Akinka Edia Mofe for me, I will say channel we so Ghanatube, so own subscribe, hit on the notification bell for quick updates. I was for CCD, Macron.